we are going to listen to Ingo, manager at Isavia, a publicly owned company that operates and manages airports in Iceland, and also provides air navigation services for domestic and international flights in the northern part of the North Atlantic Ocean. Hrönn has been working on projects relating to environmental issues and social responsibility at Isavia for many years. Hrönn, the podium is yours.
Hello. That's a tough act to follow. And Costa Rica is on my bucket list for sure from now on. It's nice to be here, and I'm here to talk a little bit about corporate social responsibility from the perspective of a company, Icelandic company. I will start by showing you a short video about the company.
Safe and reliable transport is essential for a society such as ours in Iceland to thrive. Our remote location in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean means Icelanders have always depended on good transportation. For centuries, our ancestors skillfully navigated the seas. Later, we took to the skies. And nowadays, air travel is a big part of our lives. Isavia plays a major role in aviation services in Iceland. We operate airports that connect different regions of Iceland and Iceland with the rest of the world. We control air traffic in one of the world's largest control areas, connecting 3 continents, Europe, Asia, and North America. And each year, we ensure that 30 million travelers reach their destination safely. Whether your journey is for leisure or business, or you're simply passing through, a warm welcome awaits you. Isavia is committed to ensuring the safety and comfort of each and every visitor. And when it comes to dealing with Iceland's unpredictable and often demanding forces of nature, we are the experts. Aviation, it's in our nature. Isavia.
Isavia has been expanding very fast in recent years, mostly due to the incredible increase in number of passengers through Keflavík Airport. They increased by 40% in 2016, or almost 2 million passengers, to a total of 6.8 million. The increase corresponds to the total number of passengers passing through the airport in 2010. The increase in number of passengers has led to fast-paced growth in tourism services in Iceland, which is positive, and the growth of the tourism industry is one of the main reasons the economic growth in Iceland was one of the highest in the world in 2016. That is all well, but in a growth like that, it is very important that it is done in a sustainable manner in harmony with the whole of society. Let's first look at the big picture. Iceland will be considered a successful social progress country. According to the Social Progress Index, Iceland was ranked number 10 of the 133 participating countries in 2016 and ranking number 17 in GDP at the same time. We are far from perfect and can do better in areas like affordable housing, obesity rate is too high, quality of education to some extent, and we can improve in environmental quality. But for the most part, we are doing all right, especially when it comes to tolerance and inclusion. Gender equality is more in Iceland than in many other countries, and even most other countries, which is very positive. So far, for the most part, we are blessed as a society. But we are not perfect, and we have to contribute to a better world like everyone else. Companies face unique challenges to operating responsibly and have different opportunities to make a positive impact. Businesses have to deliver economic and social values to societies, ultimately promoting shared prosperity. It is important to recognize that economic growth alone may not be sufficient to achieve the global goals. Many businesses are now looking to the long term, recognizing that healthier society makes for a healthier bottom line, and we realize that we need to look beyond economic performances. Companies do not operate in a vacuum. Collaboration across stakeholders in the application of innovative approaches that extend beyond economic growth must be encouraged in supporting social progress to 2030. But how do companies align their strategies and operation with universal principles on human rights, labor environment, anti-corruption, and other issues at hand? How do businesses take the right action to contribute to the greater good, or take shared responsibility for achieving a better world for that matter? Like many other companies, Isavia is uncertain about the optimal path forward and is in the process of finding its way. Isavia started its sustainability journey about 4 years ago and started by setting an environmental strategy and focusing on environmental improvements since the room for improvement was the most there. Last year, Isavia extended the work and established for itself a strategy for social responsibility aimed toward promoting a profitable operation focusing on balance between economy, environment, and society. At the same time, the company started to participate in all those different available programs. We became members of UN Global Compact. By participating, Isavia undertakes to formulate policies and take up work practices in accordance with the 10 principles of the United Nations. Therefore, we have committed to submit a report on progress to the United Nations, we will do that for the first time now in 2007. In addition, the company has become a member of lfsdo, the Icelandic Center for Corporate Social Responsibility, and is one of the companies that have signed the Joint Declaration on Responsible Tourism. The company, moreover, is one of 7 that are the sponsors of that project. In addition, Isavia issued its annual report for the year 2016 in the form of a sustainable report, and we did that for the first time, in accordance with the criteria of the Global Reporting Initiative. The report also discusses the way the company follows the special provisions applicable to the operation of airports, according to a special airport operator sector disclosure. The special provisions are specifically intended to address the challenges and opportunities for airports and the challenges they face when it comes to sustainability. With the GRI reporting, Isavia wanted to collect all the data the company possessed in one place. We had talked about it for a long time, that we were in a good place and did not have to take radical action, but we had to know the status to be able to set goals and measure for the future. We started with the assessment of our stakeholders. Due to the nature of the business and tourism increase, it is essential to have good relations with the community and with different stakeholders. Isavia focuses on extensive collaboration with the stakeholders who rely on the services of the company and who are affected by the operation. The operation has an impact throughout the country and on all its inhabitants. Therefore, Isavia has identified over 100 stakeholders and classified them for simplification as the authorities, suppliers, customers, employees, and the community. The authorities are stakeholders since the state is the owner of the company, and the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs has overall control of the share. Isavia has a great deal of interaction with many public bodies due to the diversity of the company's activities. It is also monitored by and collaborates with foreign entities connected to the operation. Keflavík Airport is wholly operated on business terms, so it is sustainable. The operation of other Icelandic airports is not sustainable and is based on the company's agreement with the Ministry of the Interior, which determines their level of service, operation, and maintenance. The group of suppliers is large and considered one of the stakeholders as well. Since Isavia is owned by the Icelandic state, the company is subject to the Act of the Public Procurement. The company's main supplies may be divided between building construction, service purchases, and operating purchases. Then, of course, the customers. They are the most important group and provide the income for the company. The main customers are aircraft operators that use airports and flight navigation services, operators at the airport, and passengers. The employees are, of course, one of the stakeholders as well, and the company focuses on providing a good and family-friendly working environment, effective education and training, and positive morale for all employees. Finally, there is extensive communication with local authorities and regional association in the neighborhood of the airport. It is vital that information to the municipalities is as good as possible, as the activities of the company can have a considerable effect on the local community. This is particularly true of the southerners area, as Keflavik International Airport is the largest workplace in the area. Based on the possible development of passenger numbers, it is estimated that well over 400 new jobs will be created at Keflavik Airport each year from 2018 until 2040. These jobs will be spread between many companies that have operation at the airport, and around 40% will be directly linked to the Icelandic Airlines. Other jobs are in the numerous other services provided at the airport. Direct jobs in the companies who have operations in Keflavik have increased rapidly in conjunction with the increased number of travelers. The number of direct jobs were 5,600 in 2016, and 1,300 of which were new jobs created during the year. If the passenger forecast is realized at Keflavik Airport, it will be the largest workplace in Iceland by 2018, if account is taken of direct jobs. In the light of the fact that there is a little unemployment in the region around the airport, and in fact in Iceland as a whole, it is clear that a large proportion of new jobs must be filled from the outside the area and from overseas. It can be a challenge in a relatively small community where housing and other services must be provided for employees. It is therefore even more important to have a close relationship with the community and other relevant stakeholders going forward. In terms of employees' rights, the company is doing quite well, and the Board of Directors of Isavia has approved an equal rights program for the company with the aim of ensuring equal pay for both genders, increasing general work satisfaction, and improving morale. An assessment was made of wage payments to all employees last year and were examined based on age, length of service, total working hours, and education. The company fulfilled the requirements of the assessment and received therefore the gold badge of PricewaterhouseCoopers Equal Pay Assessment in 2015 and 16, in confirmation that the company upholds wage equality. In environmental matters, Isavia has endeavored to meet generally accepted views and was one of the companies that signed the statement issued by FESTA and the City of Reykjavik on climate change goals in connection to the Paris Agreement. The company set itself an environmental policy to minimize the effects of negative environmental aspects in its operation and making sure that environmental issues are to be considered in all decision making. At present, work is underway in setting up real-time sound measurements at Keflavik Airport. The proportion of recycled waste will be increased, and a model has been set up that measures and assesses air quality at Keflavik Airport based on various criteria. In addition, a schedule has been created for monitoring the quality of groundwater at and near the airport. Isavia made the decision to encourage carbon offsetting at the company. The decision was made to start the work in the company's largest workplace, Keflavik. Airport Council International has a management program to reduce carbon emission at airports called Airport Carbon Accreditation, and currently there are about 190 airports accredited worldwide, and thereof 117 are in Europe. Keflavik is participating in this work and completed last year the first step of the three towards the airport's carbon neutrality. The carbon footprint of the operation and the environmental impact on its environs have therefore been identified. And work on the second step of the accreditation is on the way and is expected to be completed in 2018. This will require the airport to submit an action plan for the reduction of carbon emission from the operation. And work on the certification of selected Isavia airports according to ISO 4001 is also underway. And Isavia is also participating in the project Green Steps, which is organized by the Environment Agency of Iceland. And that program involves making the company's operations more environmentally friendly, increasing employee well-being, improve their working condition, and reduce operating cost. In sum, we found out that we were doing all right in different areas, especially regarding employee rights, and we are on the way with environmental goals, which is probably our largest challenge today with increased air traffic. It is so clear that as a member of the world today, we must change the way we operate to implement responsible practices and develop innovative solutions. The fact is that we are threatened by catastrophic climate change, and referring to the report on Sustainable Development Goals from the United Nations, there is no time to waste. We have reached a point in human history where our planet is in peril and our people are suffering. The moment is now. To achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, we will require innovation and collaboration beyond our imagination. And we will need disruptive, out-of-the-box thinking and advancement to solve the challenges at hand. In many ways, we will need to reinvent what it means to be a leader and rethink how we value business and how we do business. So we, like everyone else, have a work to do. Thank you.